Hi all, Azure here, and welcome to the Sharlayan Special, where today, for our first Final Fantasy XIV video, a surprising news announcement. We, unfortunately, have the cancellation of Final Fantasy XIV Mobile. I didn't expect this to be the first video about Final Fantasy XIV on the channel, but I guess here we are. Not to say I didn't expect this, to be honest with you. Final Fantasy XIV Mobile, of course, is only out in China right now. It was released in June 2025, so it's been around for just over a year. But unfortunately, it's been announced that the game is being cancelled and the global version is also being cancelled. So there will be no Final Fantasy XIV Mobile, which is kind of crazy, but it's been announced that it's being cancelled on the 30th of September this year. So the game will only have been around for a year and 3 months, which is kind of insane, really. But like I said, I'm not surprised. The game hasn't really been a success. There's been a lot of controversy surrounding this game, with them adding microtransactions, of course. You can't have a mobile game without microtransactions, which they've added a lot of to Final Fantasy XIV Mobile. And as you can see here, like, some of the prices here are egregious, even for mobile game standards. And another big thing about these microtransactions specifically is that a lot of these are new. These are exclusive to the Final Fantasy XIV mobile game. We've got things like hairstyles, we've got mounts, minions, I believe, were also some of the exclusive things. And there's been, every single time they announce there's like a new hairstyle or a new mount or something like that, the community gets angrier and angrier because, like, say what you want about the price, these look good, these look great, but they're not on the PC version, which is, a sucky thing. It's not great to see exclusive stuff in a mobile game that you have to pay for. But hopefully with this cancellation, they'll maybe port that stuff over to the retail version. Because the thing about Final Fantasy XIV Mobile is that Final Fantasy XIV already exists in China. Like, the actual Final Fantasy XIV game, it already exists in China, and it already exists with the free-to-play format. So having this, like, the idea of Final Fantasy XIV on mobile was really, really cool at the time. But even with, like, the early stuff that they showed, it just looked wrong. It didn't feel right. And also, another thing is, they only included A Realm Reborn. And to most people, not me, but to most people, A Realm Reborn is the worst part of Final Fantasy XIV. Because of course it is. It's the first expansion. It's the base game, and it's obviously going to have the worst content because it's the oldest content. It's a surprise that Final Fantasy XIV Mobile is coming to an end this early. I knew it was going to end of service eventually. All Square Enix games do on mobile. It's just, something that Square does. But I didn't expect it to be this soon. I expected maybe 2 years. At the very least, I expected the game to go global before it, end of service. And I think one of, like, the main death knells for this game is the fact that they're trying to put Final Fantasy XIV on the Switch too. I think once they announced that at the Anaheim Fan Fest last month, or not last month, sorry, April. What am I talking about? Once they announced that in April at the Fan Fest, it was done. I knew this game was on, life support at that point, which I feel like a Switch 2 version just makes more sense, to be honest. It's on a much stronger piece of hardware, it's more console orientated, and it means that people that have already played the game on console, if they, want to, have Final Fantasy XIV in a mobile format, they can just do it on the Switch too. And if I remember correctly, you can put your character that already exists on, like, say, the console version, the PS5 version, the Xbox Series X version, or the PC version onto the Switch too. I might have to double check that. If that's not the case, I'll put it on the screen. But I'm pretty sure that's the case. So yeah, that's it really. The game is coming to an end, and, like, I even saw tweets after this announcement showing people in the game, but like it just looks empty. Like even people were saying this game was empty, nobody was playing it. Once they announced that this cancellation is happening, that's when people kind of started to move towards the game. I don't, maybe just to get one final look at it before it goes, but yeah, that's all really for this announcement. It's a surprise. Not a surprise in the sense that it's, happening. I knew that it was going to happen eventually. I think it's more surprised that it's happening this soon. And it's a shame because this is a lot of wasted money. This is a lot of wasted time that could have been put into, the regular version of Final Fantasy XIV or the Switch 2 version of Final Fantasy XIV. Now, whether or not that's money spent by Square or Tencent, who are the ones that are like managing this game, remains to be seen. But with that said, that is the end. It is the end of Final Fantasy XIV Mobile. We didn't even get a chance to play it because it's not coming to global anymore. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Would you have played a Final Fantasy XIV mobile version if it came to global? Or would you have just, stayed on the retail version on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X? Or would you have moved to Switch 2? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye for now, and may your heart be your guiding key.